In one of his previous lives, the Buddha was born into a family of caravan drivers in the city of Varanasi. He used to embark on journeys around the city of Varanasi with his impressive fleet of 500 wagons, carrying trade and commerce as he moved along. Having completed multiple trips throughout, this particular trip ahead was fraught with danger, as they had to traverse through 5 different types of wilderness. Each wilderness had its perils. Thieves lurked in one, wild beasts like lions in another, no water in the third, yakshas haunting the fourth, and little food available in the fifth. Despite the looming threats, the Bodhisattva decided to proceed with the journey, undeterred by the potential danger. He had gathered the finest goods for this trip, filling up his 500 wagons, and preparing for the arduous journey ahead. Seeing this, the rival caravan leader also hatched similar plans. He also prepared his 500 wagons, intending to rival Bodhisattva on this expedition. Concerned about the potential challenges arising from both caravans traveling together, the Bodhisattva called upon the rival leader to discuss the matter. With both of us traveling at the same time, the Bodhisattva proposed, the road won't withstand 1,000 wagons passing through, and resources like food and water will be scarce. Shall you go first or later? Seeing the opportunity for personal gain, the rival leader chose to go first, believing he could set higher prices for his goods and exploit the fresh resources along the way. The wise and strategic Bodhisattva saw significant advantages in going later. He realized that the rival caravan's journey would help level the uneven ground, making the path smoother for his own wagons. Additionally, the rival's oxen would graze on tough, tangled grass, while his own oxen could enjoy fresh, sweet grass. Setting prices was a tedious and risky task, so Bodhisattva decided to wait and sell his goods when the prices were already established. Content with his decision, he agreed with the rival's choice to go first. The rival caravan leader set off with enthusiasm, loading large water jars onto his wagons in preparation for the journey. As he ventured deep into the wilderness, a cunning yaksha residing there saw an opportunity to deceive and devour the travelers. The yaksha conjured an illusion of grandeur, appearing as a powerful baron with a magnificent carriage pulled by pure white young oxen. The yaksha, garlanded with blue and white lotuses, approached the caravan leader, who was carrying red and white lotuses, a sign of recent rainfall. Impressed by the yaksha's appearance, the foolish caravan leader eagerly engaged in conversation. The yaksha deceived him, claiming that the wilderness ahead was teeming with water, and there was no need to carry the heavy jars any longer. Believing the yaksha's words, the leader discarded all the water, thinking he would find an abundant supply ahead. Unfortunately, there was no water in the desolate wilderness, and the caravan soon faced exhaustion, hunger, and thirst. As night fell, the yakshas emerged from their city and attacked the weakened caravan, devouring all its members, including the oxen. The once proud caravan now laid in ruins, with scattered bones and empty wagons left behind. After some days, the Bodhisattva then decided it was time to head for the route. He instructed his men to be cautious with water and food, as there were poisonous trees and unknown fruits along the way. As they ventured further into the heart of the wilderness, a menacing yaksha appeared before the Bodhisattva, just as he had done with the foolish caravan leader. The Bodhisattva recognized the danger at once. This desolate region was known as the desert without water. The yaksha, with his brazen demeanor and red eyes, had likely deceived the previous caravan leader into discarding their water, only to prey upon them when they were weakened. However, the Bodhisattva's shrewdness and resourcefulness were not to be underestimated. He immediately asserted, "We are merchants, and we won't waste our water until we find a reliable source. When we encounter water, we will lighten our wagons and proceed." Seeing this, the yaksha withdrew and returned to his city, for he knew he couldn't deceive the wise Bodhisattva. Later, the Bodhisattva's men noticed a distant dark forest where it always rained. They suggested discarding water to travel with lighter wagons, but the Bodhisattva wisely gathered them and inquired if anyone had knowledge of ponds or pools in this wilderness. None of them had heard of such water sources. The Bodhisattva then questioned them about rain vines, and they shared that rain could be felt from a distance of about a yojana. Yet, they hadn't experienced any rain clouds or heard any thunder in the vicinity. The Bodhisattva discerned that these beings were not humans but yakshas, and they would return to attack them when they were weak after discarding their water. Recognizing the foolishness of the rival caravan leader's actions, he ordered his men not to waste even a drop of water and continued on their journey. As they advanced, they found the 500 wagons of the rival caravan still loaded but abandoned, with the bones of men and oxen scattered around. The Bodhisattva arranged his wagons in a protective circle and ensured both men and oxen had a timely meal and rest. He stood guard throughout the night with his strong leaders, ready to defend their encampment. At the break of dawn, he efficiently tended to the oxen and made necessary adjustments to the wagons and goods. When they finally reached their destination, the Bodhisattva skillfully sold his goods at 2 or 3 times their original value. Can you guess who is Devdatta in this tale? Share your thoughts in the comments below.